Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana and I am here to assist you on your journey of spiritual growth and personal development. And in today's video, I would like to do another pick a card tarot reading, and I would like to look into some career and work related matters, and more specifically I would like to give you a message on how can you grow professionally. As always, for the best results, I strongly encourage you to really connect with your energy and think about what's going on in your career front. How do you feel about that? Maybe what improvements would you like to have? And after you have taken the time and really connected with the question at hand, go ahead and pick the deck that really speaks the most to you. But now I'll see you in your reading. Bye bye. Here you can see the decks you can choose from. Do take a moment to think about your career, your job, and professional growth you would like to have for yourself, and then go ahead and pick one of the decks, the one that you find the most attractive at the moment. So you have deck number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Hi there once again. So this is your reading if you've picked the first tarot deck, which is the Visconti-Sforza Golden Tarot. And this is your reading and your message regarding how can you grow professionally. Let us have a look at what is currently going on relative to your career. And you have the Queen of Swords. So this is a court card, and court cards in tarot can describe personality types. And as such, the Queen of Swords represents somebody who is very logical. She has this fantastic ability, if only she can really use it properly, to know the right thing, to know the right solution and the right answer to problems. And she has this very rational attitude towards things. Let us just make a strategy. Let us not get emotional on this, and whatever decision she needs to make, she does it very objectively from a very rational standpoint, but also consulting her inner wisdom and her own inner experience. So when it comes to you and your current career situation, group number 1, so you could be represented by this court card, by the Queen of Swords, or this could also be somebody in your life, or maybe there is some kind of a situation for you coming up currently, like a project or something that requires you to take on the role of this card. Basically, it could be a project that you need to deal with. And this is that mindset and attitude that you have when you are approaching this project. Whatever it is, you are currently really trying to figure out the details and understand the best approach, how to do things. Or also, there could be that there are some status related things involved here, because upon doing that, you actually need to somehow prove yourself and prove your ability, both to yourself and others, that you can actually do that. Since this is a general reading, it could play out in many different ways for each and every one of you listening to this video, but nevertheless, some kind of a strategy and problem solving and things like that are currently going on for you guys here. But on the hidden side of things, so what you are not aware of but should be, is actually another court card, and it's the Knight of Pentacles. So another court card. So indeed, I do have a feeling that we are talking about some kind of project here, or maybe it's a new job, something that you are currently working on, and you are maybe looking forward to get it off the ground. The Knight of Pentacles in this position really shows that growth is indeed possible for this project or your idea or whatever it is that you are currently trying to undertake. He's very practical in the way he approaches things, and he's also slow and patient. That could be a little problematic for you because the slow pace that the Knight of Pentacles has can often make people frustrated, because we all want to get quick results. We want to see progress, and we want to see really the fruits of our labor. But with a Knight of Pentacles, it might not necessarily be the case, especially if he's in this hidden side. So the process is unfolding behind the scenes. The movement is there, so something has been started and something is leading up to something. But what you need to take into account here while you are making your strategy is that it will take some time. It is not an overnight project. It's not going to be that you will get the results that you are looking for right away. You need to be patient and try not to overlook the little things and the details and the nitty-gritty stuff of whatever you are doing, because if you look at how those two cards interact, how they stand, this is actually the right placement for you, you can see that they are actually facing different directions. So what it means is that there is not really a connection there. So you might be consciously thinking about something, or maybe or maybe there are other people being in charge of the project, but they are not seeing every detail. They are missing something, and that could play itself out later, and that could reveal itself later and be not so good for the progress of this project. So that is something you really need to take into account. You are not considering everything, and maybe it's fine. Maybe it's because you need more time. Some work needs to be put in before that piece of information can be revealed. Probably you will find that you need to have more skills, you need to learn more things in order to be able to accomplish what you have set out to accomplish. So there could be something coming up later on, because currently you or somebody else in charge is not really being connected with that hidden part of this project. The conscious part, however, so what's in your mind and what are your intentions? Here you have the Star, so it's a major arcana card. And this time the Queen of Swords is really, so for you it looks like this, is really looking at the star. She's looking at the star and thinking about that. So this is something that she is embracing, and she is looking up to it, and maybe this is the goal that the Queen of Swords wants to achieve. And the Star is a very, very lovely card. It's that faith and belief that whatever you have in your mind and heart, you will be able to achieve, and this is a card of wish fulfillment. So there are some really, really great hopes associated with your career or this project or this new job that you have. So you are really hopeful about that. And maybe that is this hope, even though it's so good and so positive, it may be that thing that is actually clouding your vision in some way. And you are being too excited, or you are looking too far ahead, and that's the reason why you miss the small print. That's why you don't see all the immediate actions that you will need to take in order to reach that high goal, which is the star. So, nevertheless, you need to have a vision. That's for sure, and it seems that there is no problem with the vision here for you guys in your career. You know what you want, and you know where you want to go and what you want to achieve, but you are not so much in touch with the way you will actually achieve that, the way you will actually get there. So that is something you need to again think about. And advice for you, group number 1, is the Empress. So you have a pretty, I would say, pretty strong reading. This is another major arcana card, and the Empress is all about fertility and this motherly, nurturing attitude towards something. So whatever you are trying to achieve, this is exactly that attitude and mindset you need to be in order to get everything going. Nevertheless, you need to be in that position of queen. That is her power and her prominence. She's very wise and mature, and she's really, really nurturing. She has all the resources necessary to take care of the project that she is kind of looking after, and that's you. That's your advice. So this is the type of person you need to become, or if you cannot, this is the type of person you need to attract to your work situation in some way. Basically, this is the energy you need to introduce in order to make everything grow and flourish. Even though with those two cards, with the Star and with the Empress, a positive outcome for you guys is very, very likely. It could be, again, as I said, I don't know how many times already, it could be that it is not as quick as you would like it to be. There could be some delays, or you could have to deal with some details and some issues that you would not normally enjoy dealing with, but it won't stop you from reaching your goal, definitely. And the outcome card for you, we have actually the Five of Swords. And this card is in a pretty harsh contrast with the rest of the cards, because the Five of Swords is that empty battle that cannot be won. So what does it say to me relative to your reading is that maybe along the way you will understand something that you don't need. And there will be things that you will need to let go of. Maybe there will be people you need to let go of. Or maybe in order to achieve your goal and work on one project, you need to sacrifice the work on other projects, because you simply cannot make all of them happen. You cannot make all of them perfect. And you could also bump into a realization that some things are just not worth it. Well, all in all, the Five of Swords can be a pretty negative card, but if we compare it to the rest of the reading, the weight of this card is much, much less important. And it is your attitude and the way you problem solve, the way you approach the issues and challenges that you face during your work. That is how you will overcome that and how you will succeed. But again, yes, indeed, there is something, maybe something you have been missing and overlooking that will eventually come up, and you will have to deal with that. But don't worry, it is temporary, it will pass, you will get over it, you will solve it, because you have what it takes. You have the vision, you have the heart set, you have the mindset, you have the wisdom and smartness to really achieve what you want in your career life. Okay, group number 1, so this is your reading. I hope it was helpful to you and that you liked it. And I'll see you in my next video. Take care, bye-bye. Hello there again, group number 2. This is your reading if you picked the deck number 2, which is the Witch's Tarot. And okay, let's go ahead and see what is your message relative to your professional growth. So how can you grow professionally, group number 2? Okay, so let's jump right into that and see what is currently going on for you relative to your career. And you have the 7 of Wands in this position. So you may be facing a lot of opposition, or the first impression for me is that you are trying to get some idea through, or maybe you have some career plans. You want to change jobs, for example, or maybe you want to apply to a university and want to get some education, something that you want to get through, that you know you need and want, something that is your thing. And it's actually hard for you because it turns out that other people don't exactly approve of that, and they are kind of opposing you and fighting you, and it's not that easy for you at all. So you may be feeling sometimes discouraged because of that. Other times it could even serve as a source of strength and inspiration, because it is this adrenaline rush when you need to get something through, and then you just kind of challenge yourself and see how much you are capable of. So it depends on your individual personality, what type of person you are. Do you get discouraged easily when other people are not accepting you or your ideas, or do you have this individualistic mindset which sets you apart and makes you even enjoy situations like this when there is a lot of opposition, you need to fight? But whatever it is, it seems that there is something you want to achieve, and you are really fighting for that, which is actually very nice, group number 2. Unconsciously, so what is hidden for you relative to your career and professional growth? You have the Star. This is a major arcana card and an absolutely lovely card as well, because the Star is all about hope, faith, and self-belief, and it really gives you strength. It makes you very, very strong, and it really fuels your inner motivation. So you are intrinsically motivated when it comes to this idea or this project or whatever you want to achieve, because it is in your subconscious side. You may not even understand and be aware of that, where that strength is coming from. When you face all those obstacles and difficulties and take on all those challenges, you somehow get through and you don't break. You keep going. And maybe you don't even understand how. Where does it come from? What is my source of strength? And maybe even other people are looking to you and asking the same question. How can you keep going? And what motivates you? So this is the answer to that, the Star. You have a very, very good cause to fight that battle and to take your idea forward, to prove that you can do that, because there is this higher inspiration and this higher understanding that this is something that you want to do, you want to achieve that, and actually, why not do that? It's actually a lot of fun if you look back at whatever you have achieved, to realize that you did that. You were able to do that, to achieve your goal, irrespective of other people and conditions. And it really makes you stronger, and it elevates your self-confidence, and it also makes you a better professional when it comes to career and work-related things. So indeed, with the star card here in this position, you are unbreakable. That is how it feels, because you believe in something others don't see. If that's an idea nobody believes in, that you can be sure that you believe. You believe in yourself, you believe in your idea, you believe in your career path and what you want to achieve there. And all you need to do is just follow it. And it does seem that you are actually quite enjoying it, because what you are consciously occupied with is this card, the Nine of Cups, which is the card of pleasure and enjoyment and celebration and having fun. And that is something you are doing. So you, all in all, it does seem that you really enjoy this process. And so on one hand, it feels that this growth that needs to happen for you professionally is almost effortless for you, because you know why you are doing that. You have this internal motivation right in place, even though you may not be that aware of that. But then you also enjoy the process. You enjoy yourself, and you somehow manage to find those moments when to celebrate life. It's not that you are all caught up in working and fighting for your idea or your goal. It's not the case here with the Nine of Cups, because it indicates that you actually know how to have fun in the process. And that's nice. The only warning here could be that you could overindulge at some point, and you could get a little bit complacent if you lose caution and fall asleep a little bit, if you know what I mean. So you still need to get things going. You still need to keep coming back to work, and you still need to keep learning and growing. You still need to do that, but it's very important. But yes, if there is a healthy balance for you there, then of course it does help you. Well, interestingly, however, is that you are advised by this card, the Nine of Swords. So everything seems pretty smooth on the surface level, but with the Nine of Swords, it is an indication that things may not be like that actually. Or it's just the opposite for you, and maybe things are fine and things are okay, but you are the one who are refusing to believe that, even though you have no reason not to believe in that. Whatever the case for you guys, the Nine of Swords is usually called the card of nightmares and anxiety. There is something that doesn't allow you to sleep at night. You may be worrying about something. There could be some heaviness in your mind. Maybe you are looking for solutions. Maybe there are some problems you just don't know how to deal with. Maybe there is a lot of uncertainty you need to manage at the moment, and it's very hard on you, and maybe you are hard on yourself. So maybe this Nine of Cups is just something you want to have for yourself, that's in your mind, and that's that vision you want to create, but you don't know how with the Nine of Swords. Well, whatever the case, again, it will depend on you individually, on your individual stories and what's going on for each and every one of you. But there is some kind of a contrast here. And the actual situation is not really how it seems to be for you in your head. So how you see your situation may not be entirely accurate, and that is something you need to understand, and you need to really take that into account in order to grow professionally. Because if you worry extensively, and if you let that anxiety overshadow your joy for what you are doing and also your success, then it's actually very hard for you to get good results in the long run, because you will eventually burn down or you will miss some good opportunities. And there is something you need to figure out here, because you see those two cards, the Star and the Nine of Swords. They are both, well, the scenery is in both cards is set up during the nighttime. And here we have those nightmares, those swords, and the moon is in the background. But then with the Star card, it's also night. You don't see very clearly during the nighttime, but you believe, you have that self-belief that everything will be just fine. You have that guiding star shining brightly and leading you towards your goal, what you want to achieve. And that is the attitude you need to take on, the mindset you need to cultivate for yourself. So work with your fear. And whatever you want with the Nine of Cups card will be yours. That is exactly what you can have if only you work with your fear. So if you are among those who don't enjoy being opposed, and that is that source of stress for you, you find it so hard to deal with, then this is your advice. You need to handle that. Not the stress itself or not the conditions, but the way you approach them, what they mean to you, and how you handle yourself in those situations when you are under pressure. Because the outcome card for you is victory, Six of Wands. Whatever you want, you will have. There is no doubt about it. It's there. This is a mind game for you, group number 2. How you manage your mind and how you work with your thoughts and belief patterns. This is all about that, because there is nothing that is actually holding you back except your own fear and worry. So don't doubt yourself, don't doubt your idea or your dream. And in order for you to grow professionally and have better results in your career and more fulfilling and more happy career, it is what you need to get rid of your anxiety and be able to really appreciate everything you have achieved, because it's a lot and it will be a lot. Okay, so group number 2, this is your reading, your message relative to your professional growth. I hope it was helpful and that you get some good ideas out of this reading, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Hello there again. So this is your reading if you picked the deck number 3, the Dreams of Gaia Tarot. And okay, let's see, what is your message and how can you grow professionally, group number 3? And let's start with taking a look at your present situation. And right away you have the Queen of Fire. So yeah, it's very strong energy. It's very intense and creative, and relative to career and work and professional growth, the Queen of Fire indicates that you are really onto something. You feel inspired maybe to tackle a new idea or a new project, or maybe there's a new job, or maybe there is something you want to, like your own business, something that you want to create. And maybe it's not even a new process that has just begun. Maybe it's something that has already been started some time ago and you are looking for ways how to upgrade that. But the Queen of Fire has this entrepreneurial mindset. That is how she approaches whatever she does, no matter whether she has her own business or she's working for somebody, or maybe she's a freelancer, or maybe she's just currently a student in the process of getting her education. But the Queen of Fire is that type of mentality when it comes to work-related matters. She feels very self-confident. She knows what she wants. And that is the key to her success, knowing exactly what she wants. And she is not sorry for that. She doesn't apologize to anybody for wanting things, for being ambitious, and for having that fiery drive that really pushes her forward. Well, when it comes to you, group number 3, you could be one of those queens of fire, or there is also a possibility that you could fall into the other side of this, and you may be lacking that energy, and you know that that is something you need in order to move on and achieve some progress, but for some reason you don't have that. So again, it is really up to you guys individually how you manifest this energy in your individual lives, but we will take a look at the other cards for more clarity and to see how this situation could really play out for you. So when it comes to those hidden aspects of your situation, you have the Counselor. That is the Knight of Cups in the traditional tarot. And this card speaks about sensitivity, empathy, really being able to empathize, emotional intelligence as well, and being able to channel that emotional intelligence. So it's interesting how the fire and the water interacts here in your reading, group number 3. Because the Counselor, for me, it says that yes, you may be up to something career-wise, but then with the Counselor, it's also a very wise choice for you that you have made, either knowing that or not even knowing, but you are onto something that will really take you closer to what your heart truly wants. It will help you become more authentic, and there will be a chance for you to live a life or create a life that is really yours, that feels like that. This is my home. This feels like me. And this is that environment I can really flourish in. Because the Counselor here indicates that very intricate and detailed understanding of the inner workings of human psyche, of human psychology, and he knows how to operate those things, how to work with them in order to harmonize and balance everything. That is the energy that's present for you in this position. But since it's hidden, I'm wondering, maybe it's something you need more of. Maybe you need to reach out to a counselor of sorts, somebody like a life coach or a therapist, maybe even a good friend or an advisor, a mentor, somebody who can encourage you, because as I already said, you might be lacking that strength of the Queen of Fire. And if that is you, then what you need is that encouragement and support, that warmth, and this very gentle and kind attitude towards you, respectful attitude that will help you recognize your strength and open up your ambitious side. That's the attitude you need to be in relative to your work and career. That's how you grow. That's how you achieve more. And if you don't have that for yourself already, because it could be that you are already doing that unconsciously, it's already working for you very well. But if that's not the case, then that is something you need to really go out and look for. Ask for that support if you feel that you don't have that willpower or self-confidence that is necessary to get that new idea off the ground, or maybe change your job or apply to that university, whatever it is that you need to do to grow professionally. If you feel that there is not enough inside of you to take that on and really see it through to the end, what you need to look for is some gentle guidance and support. Gentle but strong and firm at the same time. Somebody who really understands how you tick. Somebody you can trust. It will help you move on. And you have the 10 of water in the conscious side of the reading. So this is something that you have on your mind. And the 10 of water, this is such a beautiful card, and it is like a pure harmony for me. This emotional fulfillment and happiness. You feel like at home with yourself. So that could be something you want to create relative to your career or work. Maybe you have realized what your dream job is or your dream career, and you really feel that this is your thing, this is something you want to do for the rest of your life. But maybe there is something holding you back, something that you don't know how to overcome. There could be some obstacles standing in your way, but don't worry about that. Don't look at that. And if you feel that, again, that self-doubt, can I do that? Can I achieve that? Then yes, you can. You can certainly achieve that as long as you keep your eyes on the prize, and your prize is here in your heart. It is that harmony and warmth that you feel inside. And whenever you have that feeling, whenever you can be connected to it, you know that you are on the right path, doing the right thing, and the rest will just fall into place. If only you follow the guidance of your heart and try to create life that is really your life. And we keep having those cards. So emotion, intellect is your advice, group number 3. So indeed, there is nothing more for me to say to you guys, but just listen to your heart. Get away from toxic environments. Get away from places and people who make you smaller than you actually are, who don't take your best interest in mind. Abusive, manipulative environments. All those things are not something you need to be even close to. Also, if you are currently in a job that is boring for you, that doesn't uplift your spirit in some way, that doesn't inspire you, again, this is the time that you are ambitious and just quit, because you need to be happy. Happiness is something that you are after, group number 3. And really understanding your emotions and the intelligence that your emotions hold will actually help you get through and create that dream career that you are really looking for. And the outcome is, the King of Water. So indeed, you have a very interesting reading, very interesting cards. You have this fire at the center and then all those watery cards around it. And the King of Water as your outcome card is that achievement you are moving towards. Finally, you have found the place where there is this perfect harmony and balance. And you feel good about what you are doing. People are happy. You feel inspired just because of other people around you. And you inspire others just because you feel so good about what you are doing and life in general. So, indeed, group number 3, just move in the direction of your heart, follow your joy, and if you feel that there could be something you cannot do, look for support. You will find support and you will succeed. That is something I truly wish for you, and I hope that you liked this reading and that it was helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye. Hello there again. So this is your reading if you picked the Tarot of the Dream Enchantress, the deck number 4. And okay, let's have a look at how can you grow professionally, group number 4. So let's see what is going on for you relative to your career, group number 4. And here you have the 6 of Wands. I have an impression that what's going on for you currently is you could be observed in some way, or you could find yourself in those situations when you have the audience, when you need to showcase your skills, for example, or maybe your profession is associated with public speaking, for example, or being in front of public, being in front of other people, or that is maybe something that you are required to do for the time being. And as we know that sometimes people, or maybe not even sometimes, but pretty often people are scared of those things, especially if they are not as artistic or extroverted. So it could be actually a cause of stress for you, at least some of you. For others of you who could be in fact enjoying being in front of other people, this could be a pretty nice time in your career, because for some reason this aspect of it is highlighted and you are currently focusing on it more. But you could also be taking on the perspective of the observer. So there is a person looking down what's going on here on the street. So it could be that you need to learn a new skill, or that there is currently something that maybe you are looking forward to travel for some educational purposes, or maybe there is some, I don't know, exchange going on, experience exchange, or maybe some workshop, something like that, something where a setting where somebody is performing and others are observing and watching the one who is performing. So somebody is under the spotlight and others are watching them. So that kind of situation could be going on for you, group number 4. So when it comes to your unconscious aspect of your career situation, here you have the Justice card. It's a major arcana card. You are currently sort of looking forward, or trying to create a more balanced career. Maybe that's exactly what this card means, the Six of Wands at the center. Maybe that balance that you are currently trying to create unconsciously is not being behind the scenes all the time, but also coming out in the spotlight where other people can see you. Maybe the growth that you need to do, group number 4, is really showcasing yourself, being proud of your abilities and your achievements. Maybe you have been the one who is always really behind everything. You do your job, but then somebody else takes the prize, so to speak, and you never get to be really appreciated and congratulated for the work you have really done. And what it requires from you is, now in this moment, is to step up and claim that place where others can see you. This is me, and I actually did that. This is my work, and I'm proud of that. I don't want to hide anymore. I want others to see me. Because Justice card is really speaking about balance. First and foremost, it's about honesty and fairness. So if at any point you feel that you have not been rewarded sufficiently for the job that you have put in, the justice is already playing behind the scenes. Again, this is that unconscious aspect of your situation, so you may not know that. But I truly think that there is some kind of emotion that has been stirred up within you, and it could be even anger a little bit. Maybe you feel like, okay, I'm now done with this. I never get rewarded for my efforts. I never get to have that public recognition, and I'm done with that. I want to have that public recognition. I deserve that. I truly believe that I deserve that. And even though you may not see the whole picture, and you may not understand how everything really works together, but if you feel like that, you have all the rights to feel like that. And that is that growth you need to do. And you are indeed ready to get to the next level of your career, because consciously, so what's on your mind, what's going on, what are your intentions, you have the Judgment. And Judgment is all about waking up to that new experience with the improved quality. Whatever you are doing, you are now doing on a higher level. better quality. You are becoming a better professional. You are improving yourself, and by improving yourself, you actually improve the results you create. You earn more, you create more value, and you can really ask for more in return. And I think that is exactly why you need to be more visible this time, why you need to come forward and really speak up for yourself and ask maybe that salary raise or that promotion, something that you want and something that you have been looking for. So you could be working, you could be doing your daily job, your everyday job, in hopes that somebody will notice you. But this may not necessarily be the case, because you need to go and ask and claim that place where you want to be. And it is very important, because that is really how you will achieve that professional improvement and development in your career. And indeed, advice for you is the King of Pentacles. So you really need to approach everything from a very long-term perspective, and you need to behave yourself like a master, like really the king of the castle, so to speak, taking on the personal responsibility for your own results. And also, what is very important with the King of Pentacles is that he is always looking for real results. He doesn't believe in empty promises. Unless he sees that there is actually some benefit that can be gained out of something, he doesn't even involves himself into that thing. It could sound a bit transactional, but sometimes we need that type of mindset. So if it comes to money, and if salary raise is indeed something you are after, or you think that you deserve, you need to stand your ground and you need to ask for that, because you deserve more. As you create more value, you deserve more in return. It's only up to you to let other people know that, because people are very oblivious and they don't pay attention to those things unless you really throw them into their face. So that is what you have to do. Think about those money goals and career goals of yours. You need to grow. This is really some serious professional growth that can happen to you if only you take the advice and ask what is yours. And the outcome card for you, group number 4, is the Empress. So you will be successful, and you don't have to worry about not being able to achieve something or follow through or deliver. You will be able to deliver. And if you ask for that appreciation and recognition, but deep down, maybe you are having those second thoughts. Am I good enough? Can I do that? Can I really operate on that other level? You can. With the Empress card here as your outcome, this is your time to shine and climb your career ladder. You can take on more responsibility. You can take on a role of a supervisor. You can take on more serious projects. You can manage bigger amounts of money. That is all something that you can do, because look at those cards. You have the Justice and the Judgment and the Empress. This is really an upscaling of your career, when you need to come out from the shadows and really show your true strength and ability. Okay, so I hope that you liked this message group number 4 and that you find it inspiring. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.